So here we are. Harrington is left behind us, and you have now found your way south down the river to the town of Mindenbrook. Okay, size-wise, it is not as full as Harrington. It has no big lake to boast, but it's fairly well expanded out. A lot of open terrain in and around all the different houses that you can see. You've stepped out onto a wooden dock, and there is a dirt road ahead of you guys.
So the guy basically just dropped us off and fled, right?
He turned the boat around almost immediately, barely waiting till the last foot was removed from the deck of the boat before he pushed off and turned around and hustled back. Might have something to do with the fact that he is totally traumatized because of you fought all those strange crustaceans that were trying so hard to steal your magical possessions.
Oh, and also almost got killed. I almost killed him.
Oh, that also could have had something to do with it. Yeah, maybe. Okay. What time of day did I tell you? What time of day it was? Wasn't it late evening or something?
Okay. No, I don't remember.
I don't either.
It is now.
We're going with that. We're going with late evening.
Okay.
If there's an inconsistency since now in the last episode, you dilly-dallied an awful lot on the dock, taking in the sights, and before you realized, oh crap, it's evening now.
Don't we have a mission?
So I'm going to turn to the other three, and I'm going to be like, tavern?
Yes, absolutely. I do feel like a nice glass of red wine would go perfect right now, I think.
Yes, should we just start knocking on doors?
Well, have we been here before?
No. None of you have ever been here.
Well, I'm sure there's someone around on the dock that would know where the tavern is.
This dock is not like the dock in Harrington, where it's actually like loads of boats moored up. This is more like a small wooden boardwalk, and you were the only boat there.
Well, I'm sure there's someone in town who could tell us where the tavern is.
Generally speaking, the main road.
Yes.
If you can't see it from the main road, they don't get much business and they don't stay open long.
Okay, so let's go to the center of town. Yeah.
All right. Well, clearly the houses, the buildings that you're passing to your right are obviously dwellings and homes. They're clearly not boasting any kind of sign or any advertisement that would that would kind of like denote that they are anything other than just thatched housing. Eventually, you kind of get up to a T-junction. To the left is a very large, still a thatched roof, but it's a multi-storied and very large thatched house immediately to your left. The junction heads north and south from this point. Immediately to the south of you, just off the road, you can see a strange-looking stone structure that looks like it might be some kind of shrine.
Gonna have to look at that.
Well, yes, and also there's a circle ahead, right?
Yeah, that looks like a town center.
Alright. Do you want to wander over to the shrine, or are you just going to head straight for this town center and glance at it in passing?
Probably take a quick look at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you wandered down the dirt road towards the shrine. Let me see here. And of course, there's a massive difference in size of these maps, so let me just rescale for you guys real quick.
Alright.
Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, you stroll down the dirt road towards the shrine. Now, the shrine is not a complete building. It's more like a large arch that actually has a pretty decent-sized overhang. Two large pillars support the overhang itself. It's a stone structure. The symbol that you see prominent at the back is one that none of you have really seen before. It's not something that is very common here in these realms and lands and stuff like that. So, yeah, you know, it's a little obscure. I'm not going to say none of you would know about it, but I would definitely need to succeed in a dice roll, and that would be a religion check if any of you want to have a crack at it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
16. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of information for that.
Thanks.
A little bit, not much, just a little.
It is a symbol. That's all you get.
Clearly, it is something religious. No. Okay. So basically, the symbol itself looks kind of like a needle and thread. Resub. Thank you, Junk Farmer. Much love for you. That is 45 months. Take your pants off and have a little slap of the hype. Why don't you? A good
I'll
measure.
give you a mimic. Thank you.
Thanks, Junk.
So there we go. Yeah, so, you have heard of the religion while you know not a whole lot about it. It is Eastus. The only thing you recall is something to do with fate and destiny and stuff like that. But it's more of a passing remembrance from a document that you read than an actual in-depth amount of knowledge.
First there was the brew, the beer people, and now it's a bunch of seamstresses. What kind of religions are in this section, this part of the world?
Well, it's not so much seamstresses. Have you heard of Eastus?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Not gonna explain.
Sucks to be you.
So Hamlin's gonna like turn to Thelonious and kind of like lean forward, like
Well,
head tilt.
it doesn't matter. It's religion. All of it is. I mean, come on. You know, it's religion.
Right, but is it religion we can take advantage of?
Well, it's interestingly enough, this religion is based in fate. So I believe they might think if something was going to happen, it will happen. If something isn't going to happen, it's not going to happen. It's just kind of, it all connects in its own mysterious way.
So we
could.
Okay.
Now that I say it out loud, I do see some possibilities, yes.
Yeah, whatever we get up to in this town, we just attribute to that.
Yes, that could work.
But who's to say there wouldn't be a fated consequence for our actions?
Well, yeah. Well, says the person who kills everybody on the road.
And we need to, and nobody else seems up to it, I guess.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't actually have a problem with what you do. I just see a bunch of breadcrumbs, following us. I've been a fugitive before.
I'd rather the crumbs than the entire loaf.
Well, I do believe our modus operandi thus far has kept us mostly out of trouble, so I think keeping on will be the best bet.
So, pretend to be goody two-shoes until we need to steal horses.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. I mean, there is an offering bowl there. Currently, there is 2 apples, a small like bundle of wheat sheaths, and a scattering of copper and silver pieces.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
No, that's fine. If none of you either need to desire to contribute or remove, then that is all you needed to say. Is just ignore it. And
Passable.
okay, so you guys just want to head over to the main road and carry on.
We seriously considered it, but yeah, we're heading to the. Let's steal from Eastus.
Hey, it was. Sorry, Eastus. You had to have known that we were dirty. You had to know we were going to thieve. It's not our fault. It was fated to happen. Such a flawed religion. Okay. Well, we're going to keep on a zoomed-in course of action here. Alright, so eventually you kind of get to the center of town where you can see the road kind of goes around a circle in the center. There's nothing structured there. It's where you'd almost might expect to find a statue of somebody famous if there was anybody worthy of a statue. Wait! As I say that, there is actually a large lump of stone in the center of the circle. It doesn't have much shape of it at this point. It's kind of clearly being carved into something that looks like a person, but at this point, it looks like maybe the architect of this particular statue gave up halfway through. Like it never got finished.
Huh.
Well, that's a tragedy.
I'm going to walk up to it and see if there's a little nameplate on it or something.
Okay, at the very bottom, there is a nameplate. It appears he got that far. It says Lyra at the bottom of it.
Just one name?
Yep. It looks like there was
Cher.
room for something else underneath it. Like it's put at the very top of a plaque that could clearly probably hold a couple of lines of text underneath it, but that was never done either. It was like they got as far as carving in the name and no further.
Yeah, I'm going to turn around and look at the group. Have you heard of Lyra?
Have we? Or probably not, right?
I would say probably not, no. Lyra's fame is mostly in her own lunchtime. It's not really... it's not really, well... You know, maybe to these folk it means something, but her legendary status is really much more based on who she imposes it upon individually as opposed to the renown that might have traveled the world.
I mean, is it just unfinished, or did they give up? Because I imagine carving a statue is hard. Pun intended.
If you're interested, go ahead and give me a dice roll. And I would say that this would come under probably an insight check would be fair. If you care.
I care.
Okay.
I care a lot.
You feel like it probably has been abandoned because it looks like there was definitely some definition that had started to be carved into it. Maybe like the head, the shoulder shape. It's clearly a humanoid shape, but a lot of the definition you can see is begin to wear, like it's actually been left unfinished for the elements to beat on for a while.
Poor Jane.
Maybe if she'd have been here on time, they might have finished the damn thing. But they didn't, because she's not. She was late, therefore they're late finishing the statue. Just saying, it could be a thing. It might not be having anything to do with it. But there you go.
What you're saying is that Shop in Corthan has since closed as of tonight.
Oh, that's been... Yeah, that actually has been repoed. Yep, they repoed that, yep.
So I'm gonna just turn to everybody and say, no, they abandoned it. I mean, look at the weather damage on the top part.
It's kind of funny, actually.
Maybe they found out something unsavory to this Lyra and were like, screw her. But then why keep the statue here?
Maybe they're going to change it to something else. They're just waiting for the right people to come through to get the inspiration for
Started
that.
out a Lyra statue, it'll end up a Thelonious statue by the time he's done.
Just saying. Anyway, it's just something to perhaps achieve, to shoot for in this town. With a lofty goal, maybe.
Are you a sculptor yourself?
No, I just mean maybe they would sculpt one of the three of us. 4 of us? I forgot. Tolga, sorry. 4 of us? There was, yeah.
Well, you know, Tolgar just was like, they'll sculpt me.
They'll need more stone.
Yeah.
I need 5 horses each.
The statue looks
That
weak.
horse is never going to be big enough for me. I weigh more than that statue does. I'm larger than life. That should be at least 10 foot tall.
If I were to fight this statue, the statue would lose. Doesn't even know how to swing an axe.
Whereas I have a PhD.
In axology. Oh, Togar.
So I'm gonna... Are there any people walking around?
You can see a handful of people just strolling around the streets. These dirt lanes and stuff, they're nowhere near packed by any means. Just the odd person strolling across the, across the streets and stuff like that. Most of them are either heading towards this road here and heading in a easterly direction, or they're kind of heading to where a lot of the houses and stuff that you passed earlier.
So I'm just gonna hail one down, just kind of wave awkwardly at a passerby.
Okay.
Excuse me.
You look at the individual. He actually appears to be clearly elvish. He has long golden hair, sharp features, pointy ears, and he kind of smiles at you with a half-baked smile and says, "Yes, stranger, can I help you?"
2 questions, I guess. Your tavern location?
Ah, yes. The tavern you seek is down the eastern road there, but one building across from that home that you see directly behind us.
Oh, okay. And, what happened here? I'm gonna point at the statue.
A local craftsman began to create a figurine as such, a homage to a fallen hero of this town who fought valiantly and lost her life in the defense of Mindenbrook. It is somewhat undecided as to why he stopped. Some say it is because rumors were heard that she was less than savory, or had become so. Others, yet, deem that perhaps she was not indeed the hero, but the 3 valiant ones that survived perhaps were more heroic in the circumstance. An Ashakir, a young girl by the name of Cordelia, and a lass of the Woodrun realm known as Elemi. Their names are spoken well here in Mindenbrook. Or it is more likely the 3rd option.
That being?
He died of a heart attack before he finished the sculpture.
Oh. Elvish friend, you could have started with that.
But if I had done so, you probably would have bid me farewell and continued about your day, and I wouldn't have had a chance to meet you fine and strange visitors. I am Quinn Silverleaf, Fletcher and Master Bowman. I see you have a fine bow there, young lass. What is your name?
Kyla Ward.
Kyla Ward?
Ward. Protector type.
Ah, Ward. I see. Yes, you are clearly not from these parts, as you have a strange accent. Should you find yourself in need of master-crafted arrows, or perhaps an upgrade to that bow of yours, I run a humble establishment here in town. Feel free to find me in the morrow, and I might perhaps assist you.
Okay, so the tavern was that way?
Indeed, and hence why I was more interested in dragging out the conversation, knowing full well that it was much more likely you were interested in supping a good brew than talking to me.
Ah, if you weren't so harsh about it.
I have lived here amongst you human folk for many a year, and I must confess I still do not understand all of your strange nuances, but I am trying to learn.
Yes, human folk are quite weird. I'm just going to start walking.
Okay, with that he kind of stops and looks at you, and he goes, "Are you not in fact human?"
I'm going to turn back and look at him and be like, no, I absolutely am. I just have poofy hair. And I'm going to have the cloak over my horns. Kind of like, I'm going to make sure it's in place because it's clearly raising much higher than my forehead. It's a pro, everybody. Yes.
Well, I bid you good day. We have a fine establishment here in this town. Enjoy the beverages.
Thank you again, Mr. Silverleaf.
Good day. And he strolls off, continuing in a westwardly direction.
You know, Kyla. Kyla is a short name like Lyra. Maybe you can get your statue just swapped.
Just change the letters. No one will know.
That's not really a goal of mine.
You don't want to be a hero of a town?
What good would that do me? I'd have to be known about, and then people would... There's a bunch of extra baggage there.
True, but you could then kind of become the folk hero of the town and influence them to be more like you, and that will benefit everybody.
Kind of like you and the tribe. I'd rather just hang out with that lot, honestly.
No, but the Tolgar's tribe is fine. I'm handling that, but we would like more of our influence in the world. No? Just a thought.
Your influence or our influence, because, frankly, my influence extends to the point of people not breathing anymore and me having their stuff.
Fair enough. Just an idea.
I like to eat food.
Yes, let's go to the town.
All right, okay. Continuing down the street, then, as you may. It's not long before you can definitely see a large building up ahead of you on the left-hand side, boasting a sign that hangs over the open archway porch that is labeled the Slumbering Dragon. There's a stable, which is kind of directly to the right-hand side, and the horses you basically take up and around the back. Do you have any horses? No. Oh, no, you don't, do you? You traded them away for a trip down the river. Okay, so that needn't worry you too much, but the Slumbering Dragon is directly in front of you.
We're gonna enter.
Alrighty. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that sized up properly for you. And then we'll move you in. Alrighty. Okay. Into the Slumbering Dragon you go. Alright. This tavern is nowhere near as lavish as the one that you left behind in Harrington. It is much more quaint, much more smoky, dingy, and packed. It is full of all kinds of strange and interesting looking folk, none of which seem to be particularly wealthy. Nobody seems to look particularly adventurous or heroic. It is the common dregs of a local town that situate all around you, from young women to old men, various different groups all huddled around their own little tables having conversations, and none of them seem particularly interested in the fact that you four have just entered this particular establishment, even with Tolgar looking as so bizarrely impressive as he does.
Gonna take a seat.
Okay.
Evelyn, do you think we should inquire about that, was it a mansion that we passed by with all the lights, or was it a castle, Gore? What would you
it was more like a big mansion.
Mansion? Would you... Maybe we should inquire about that mansion we went by on the river on the way down here to see if it is, in fact, inhabited by someone, and if so, by whom?
That's not a bad idea. I think we should.
Oh, they have a bad idea?
Okay, I know we have this little game. I'll stop for a day if you stop for a day. You
Well,
know.
that's no game. I was just asking a simple question.
No, you have great ideas.
Yeah, thank you. It's a more rhetorical question, but thank you for actually answering me. I do appreciate it.
You son of a bitch. Tolgar, sit.
Yes, Tolga, have a seat. We should, of course, order up some drinks and provisions as well, as I'm quite hungry after
Nice.
a long journey.
So glancing around the tavern, looking behind the bar, you can see two individuals that seem to be working the bar itself. One woman who's about 30, mid-30s. She's about 5'7", long blonde hair, rather buxom blue eyes. But she seems to have a permanent kind of scowl upon her face, and doesn't exactly look particularly friendly. She's wearing a very plain dress that's incredibly low cut, and barely holding in the impressive large amount of cleavage that she actually has. The younger person that's working with her clearly is related, probably her younger sister or daughter. She is about 5'5", also has long blonde hair that she's got all braided up, similar looking blue eyes. She's a stunning smile, and is wearing like a light blue dress with just like a shoulder apron that runs from the shoulders all the way down and ties around her waist. Okay, seeing your eye, she immediately kind of rushes around the side of the bar and makes her way over to you. She smiles and gives a half curtsy as she holds her tray, and she looks at you and she says, "Evening, sirs, madam. I'm Amaryllis Leander. This is our establishment, the Slumbering Dragon. My mother is the patron. What can I get for you fair folk this evening?"
Some kind of meal would be nice.
Some kind of meal. Well, we're not known for a variety of fare, but we are known for quality of fare. This evening we have a mutton stew with fresh vegetables, and we'd have fresh baked bread and apple pie. If that would suit, I can bring you all a helping of each.
Yes, that sounds great. Thank you. And drinks, I imagine.
Well, we have a variety of beverages on sale from some homegrown whiskey, but we actually have a small brewery here in town that brews some fine beverages. If you'd like one of the local brews, I can certainly fetch those. We have a nice porter that's available, and we have Trent Woodsman's Bucket Ale, which is a popular favorite.
Trent. Whole beer is.
As you say, Trent, you hear the whole tavern go, "May you rest in peace," like almost like echoed. And every one of them put their drink down and lowered their head as they said it.
Is he in charge of the local brewery?
Oh, you don't know the story of Trent Woodsman? Oh, he was a local hero, so he was. Everybody, quieten down. Mr. Sweetstring, if you would, we have some local travelers that have not heard the ballad of Trent Woodsman. Would you please regale them with the tale of Trent Woodsman, if you would be so bold and kind? Yes. As this fellow approaches you with his lute, and he smiles and says, "Welcome to you strangers. I am Samuel Sweetstring. I live here in the establishment, and I have composed a ballad to our great and late Trent Woodsman. May he rest in peace." Okay, as they all chant, he says, "If you will, lend your ear to this tale of bravery and woe."
Oh, that Trent Woodsman, he was a good man, best that you ever did see. Drove the wolves from the land with a bucket in his hand, just for you and me. With arms like boulders, he acted like a soldier for his friends and his family. Yes, that Trent Woodsman, he was a good man, best that you ever did see. Drove the wolves from the land with a bucket in his hand, just for you and me. He sacrificed his life to save his loving wife and set old Mindenbrook free. So thanks, Trent Woodsman, he was a good man, best that you ever did see. Drove the wolves from the land with a bucket in his hand and set old Mindenbrook free. Yes, he set our Mindenbrook free.
And more brave a man you will never find. Bravo!
He sounds like a true hero. May
Oh,
he rest
indeed
in
he
peace.
was. Fought off a pack of wolves with ne'er but a bucket as a weapon.
And-
Quite impressive.
And that's not why is there no statue of him?
Ah, you see, his loving wife had other things to say. Trent was a simple man and would not have wanted a statue or something so grand. Instead, the local brewery brewed a fine beverage that forever shall carry his name. And this is how he shall be remembered.
Well, then we'll each have a round of that bucket ale.
Perhaps drink of it often in remembrance of him.
Ah, yes, very, very good. I will bring you all a pint of Trent Woodsman's bucket ale. And she wanders off. And I'll bring your food as soon as possible. Good day, lads. Ma'am.
So I'm gonna lean across the table at this. Look at Thelonious, Kyla, and Tolgar. Is this town full of dead and disgraced heroes?
It seems as such. At least at first glance, yes.
I mean,
Maybe I do have a place here, huh?
I mean, yeah, you know. I mean, if anything horrible ever comes out about you, you'll fit right in.
Yeah.
I mean, looking around, like none of these people seem the hero type. I mean, that guy at the edge of the bar, he's like pushing 90.
Yeah.
You're referring to this fellow?
Yes.
Yeah, he clearly has had several beverages this evening already. As you can tell by the mild sway that he's got going on his rosy cheeks. His huge rosy cheeks. He's got the drunkard sway going on as he slowly nurses a mug of ale that's probably, from the size of the large pulls that he's taken, doesn't have a whole lot left in it.
He's about ready to keel over.
Take notes, Thelonious.
Okay. However, as you say that, there's a gentleman right here that probably could give Thelonious a run for his money when it comes to age. An individual that definitely looks rather elderly. He has a fine walking cane that he's still using. Even though he's sitting down, he's using it to lean on. And he has like a half pint wooden mug that he periodically takes a sip from.
I mean,
I see what you're saying here. They're all rather simple folk. No one to rob.
No one to rob.
says the only one of our party that has copper and platinum to spare.
You have access to it. All you need is ask. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put a bunch of money on the table and slide it out to them. Not counting. Probably about 100 gold's worth.
Alrighty.
All right, so I'll divvy that up 33 apiece and leave one on the counter. Because I have absolutely no gold. Thanks, Skyla.
All right.
Yeah. It's
Okay, so everybody takes their share.
All right, so what's our game plan? I mean, just asking the locals about DeWint? Or are we not going to say his name?
Every time we brought up his name, it's only helped us get closer.
That is true. When we tried to be more secretive about it, it sort of backfired on us. I believe that the truth shall set us free, for the most part, in this case.
Transversely, it would help us capture him.
Yes, absolutely. Set us free, capture the wind. It all worked out in the end.
Well, I mean, but we do know that he has been leaving people behind him. So if maybe saying his name will put us in more crosshairs. Crosshairs, you know.
Yes, but that would also draw them out as well. We wouldn't have to go digging around for them through this muck. They would come to us, almost, in a sense.
Can I help you? I'm going to look across the table at the guy who turned.
Okay, so it looks like a young, probably a teenager, probably 16, 17 years old. He's a little darker skinned than everybody else here. As he smiles and says, I cannot help but understand that you were looking for somebody. I can be quite an amicable guide for anybody that's new to this town. For a small price.
There's still that 1 gold on the table.
Yeah, that's what his eyes are like. His eyes are firmly glued to that 1 gold as well.
Well, we're looking for someone who possibly passed through here at least a month back, right? Yes. So may have passed through.
Any information on that, maybe?
Oh, I might indeed be able to rustle up some information for you. But as you are indeed passes through this town, I would like to make sure that you don't pass through before paying me. Perhaps you would like to pay me in advance.
I'm just gonna flick the coin on the table at him.
He catches it with his left hand and smiles. He says, "Your generosity, miss, knows no bounds. Before I answer your questions,
It's funny.
could you answer one for me? Where do you fine folk hail from? We have not seen you before here in our fine and beautiful town of Mindenbrook."
I'm sorry, do we not just pay you to answer the question?
Oh, no, absolutely. I did not mean to, I merely wish to learn more of my employers, therefore I would know what information I should try to glean for them, that they may not themselves ask for because they do not yet know they need to ask the question.
Yes, all of us are from Bamforth.
Yes. Bamforth, I have never heard of it. To be honest, I have traveled little in my life.
Okay, well, it's northwest of Horrendon.
Horrendon I have been
town.
to.
Yes.
I have spent
Not far from there.
time in Horrendon on the Mia.
And what is your name?
I would prefer to rename with anonymity to my name. I would less like to. I would like less to speak it, and like more to remain anonymous.
Okay, I'm anonymous.
Yeah, maybe the name is Amenon or something.
It is not. It
Let's
is.
just call you Amy.
This is fine. It is
like
not
that.
because I wish to keep secrets. It is merely that I do not wish word to reach my father that I am here in the tavern doing this. He would not approve.
Okay, but now you know where we hail from, so... Answer?
So, you say you look for somebody who may have come through here recently. This is Mindenbrook, a large town. Many people come through. Do you have any more information that I could use to possibly narrow down the individual you seek?
His name is Porthan DeWint.
And pray tell, what would this man have looked like? you have a description of him, or anything more than just a name?
Oh, sorry, my computer went a little haywire there.
Oh, yeah, you're... Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, you're back. You froze for a second.
It was like...
That was interesting.
Not happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you asked for like a description or something? That's...
Anything more than just a name?
Somewhat older gentleman, rather astute, a wizard of sorts.
Learned.
Oh, I fear I know exactly who you speak of. You would be friends of this man, or? You notice he's kind of like leant back in his chair to create like the illusion of more distance between you and him.
Perhaps the antithesis.
I do not know what this word means.
Which is why I used it.
Forgive, Casper. I mean, what was my name? You wish to call me?
Amy.
Amy.
Casper.
Forgive, Yes, okay, my name is Casper, but do not tell my father. He would not approve. He hates me as much as he could hate anyone as it is.
It seems that you are afraid of this poor Than?
I'm not afraid of him because he is not here anymore. I'm afraid of the memory of the man.
Okay, well, we are his worst nightmare. See what I did there, Thelonians?
What did you do? The memory and nightmare, that was not two things that go together.
Well,
Yeah.
dreams are memories, no? Aren't they?
No, what? No, are they?
You can dream a memory, but not remember a dream. No, wait, how does that go?
That's a good question, actually. We don't have time for this. We'll discuss it later.
I thought what I said was clever. I apologize. We are not his friend.
Right, and he kind of gets up and comes around to this side of the table, and he crouches down between Emlyn and Thelonious, almost like he's trying to hide from the rest of the tavern, even though his head and shoulders can clearly be seen. But it seems to be more like a reflexive thing, as he says, "This man, he did cause quite a stir many weeks back. You may talk to Ebert Kane for more information of what he was looking for." And he kind of puts his hand on the table and points with his finger kind of directly across in front of him. Kind of over in this direction here.
You mean the old man?
Yes. Or perhaps, if you wish to know anything that others may not know, you would speak to Mr. Weaver. He is the balding gentleman at the corner of the bar, who is doing his best to remain seated rather than fall off his stool.
And, where did he go to?
I do not know all of these details other than he asked inquiries, and 2 places of interest were mentioned to him that seemed to raise a brow. One was a dark hidden cave where strange dark rituals once took place, and the other was the woodland desert that is northeast of here. A strange and vile magical place with residents of pure evil.
A woodland desert?
A strange
Seem protocolally possible.
A strange phenomenon indeed. I know not of its creation or why it is there, only I have heard others speak of it. That deep within the forests, a strange phenomenon occurs, and there is a vast tract of desert sand that now resides there where it should not.
So, Eobard Kane and the drunk Mr. Weaver?
Yes, Dewey Weaver, he is, for want of anything better, the elder of, common sense here in this town. He is a settler of disputes amongst the locals and keeps a level head when he can keep his head at all.
Oh, so he's a burger.
A burger? I do not know this word either, I am sorry.
Well, thank you, Amy.
My ignorance is to be expected. I am the child, or the bastard child, of a man who had an affair with a gypsy woman. It is in my blood. The wanderings, the desire to dance to music, the desire to acquire things that probably do not belong to me. But you have nothing to fear. I would never steal for anyone of his size.
You'd be wise not to. Well, thank you.
If you
Especially
require
as the
anything else for more coinage, I would be more than happy to assist you.
I just have one more question.
Of course, yes.
When will that truck go away? So there's that large building up the river there. Rather ominous looking. Is there anyone who would reside up there?
I do not know of such a building that you speak up the river.
But between Horndon and here, we came across a rather creepy mansion with a little inlet.
I must say I have not seen such a thing, although I have not travelled the river since I was a small child. The last time I travelled to Horndon, I travelled by road. But this was at least 2 years ago.
And if someone was to travel by road in a gigantic carriage that weighed a lot, how long would it take to get here?
Oh, I am not good with this sort of thing. I am just a humble farmhand. I know little of such things that would require knowledge and education.
But Eobard Kane, he's old, so he would, right?
Eobard is a learned scholar, a man of history, when he can remember his own name.
Okay.
As he's saying this, Gore, I especially after he said he's a sneak thief, a pickpocket. I'm gonna check to see if all of my things are still on me because he's standing right next to me.
Yep, everything seems to be there, as far as you can tell.
All right, I try to do
As
it,
far
I don't
as
wanna
you know.
do it blatantly. Okay, okay. I just like just a little check just to make sure, and go back to listening to his story.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally would not do that.
Do you need anything else from me, or it is getting late. I should return home, so that my father does not beat me.
Yes. Who is your father? Caspar Senior, maybe?
No. My given name is Caspar de Wint. My father is Alain de Wint. He does
Wait.
not think.
Well, wait. Come again?
My father's name is Alain de Wint.
De Wint?
No, de Winter. There's a ER on the end. It is my accent.
Oh.
Let me speak more clearly. De Winter.
Okay. Are you related to Porthan de Wint?
This is the name that you speak of the man that came here. No, he is of no knowledge or relation to us.
Just okay. Well, thank you, Casper, and get home before you get beat.
Before my father Elaine beats me, yes. He thinks I am a lazy boy, and I should disregard my wooings of the local farm girls and the dancing to the music here in the tavern. But
Okay.
you all seem to be very well traveled, are you not? Perhaps you need a young man to come and cook and clean for you on the road. Yes. Perhaps you would like to take me with you. I can be most useful. I can cook many things and clean your axe and darn your old robes and dance for you. Yes, I can dance for you.
Well, that is something Thelonious desperately likes, but we'll consider it.
I long to get away from Mindenbrook. This place is boring to me. My gypsy blood wishes me to travel and to roam.
We'll consider it. We're going to be in town for at least a day, so don't worry. No rush.
Yes, where might we find you if we need your services again?
My father has a farm to the west of here, by the river.
All right. But according to your testimony so far, you aren't over there much.
I work all day in the fields, toiling, working like a dog, I tell you, and my father appreciates none of this. None of it at all. He expects me to grow up a farmer hand and to take over this farm when he himself dies, just as he did when his grandfather Rudwin passed. But I have no such desires to take on farming. I wish to see the world, to become a brave adventurer like yourselves.
I agree with your sentiments. Tell you what, if you can prove yourself and gather enough information to maybe help us out in finding him, then maybe we'll consider taking you along.
Very well, I will make it my business to ask everybody in town about Porthan de Wint and let him know that these strangers are seeking him.
Don't allow them to know as why.
Very well, I will just describe you and let them know that if they have information, they should give it to me, or they will incur the wrath of the giant with the axe.
Again, you misunderstand. We don't want them to know that we're looking for him so much, because this terrible man has eyes just about everywhere. And if it gets out that we're looking for him, he could possibly send someone out to get us.
So you wish me to ask with discretion?
That's a very large word for you, yes.
Yes, discretion is a word that I do understand. I have found that a phrase that I heard once, discretion is the larger part of the valor. You must understand, when sneaking in and out of the windows of farm girls, discretion is of value to me.
All right, be on your way. Go get beaten.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Ma'am, I am sorry. Do not shoot me.
As he scuffles out the door.
What a strange boy.
He's just in the wrong place.
De Winter, that just confused me.
Well, yes, it also seems like a bit too coincidental as well. Adding 2 letters at the end of the name, you think that's really going to fool me?
That's what my family did after moving out of Germany in World War II.
It's what my family did, moving here from Italy as well.
So wait, your family's name was Wa? Now it's Ward? What's going on here?
No, that was a real life joke. Sorry, broke character.
Well, we have 2 people we can approach, I guess.
Now we're just waiting on food, which is actually impressively slow here.
Or perhaps it's just poetically well-timed. Ta-da! Okay, yeah, she brings your food and beverages over to your table.
Sir, I didn't mean to take too long, only you seem to be engrossed in a large amount of conversation with one of the local boys.
A good lad, right? Oh, sorry, Kyla.
Well, he's very capable, if that's what you mean. When she kind of goes red when she says it, and then she spins around and, like, turns her head before you catch her blushing. Get out of here, Tolgar, you perv.
You have good hips.
I think I will mate with you later. Okay, well, we're going to take a short break because Jane's just made it here, so we can use this opportunity. Take a quick break, and then we can tag her in. You guys are gathered around the simple table in the Slumbering Dragon. And the half-gypsy boy has scuttled off out to get home before his father beats him. Or so he says.
So you're telling me we either have to talk to a town drunk or an old man who can't remember anything?
Well, we don't know if he doesn't remember. Do we know that? Was that established?
No, he just might not remember what we want him to remember when we ask.
I'll make him remember.
Well, why? Because he's old?
No, because Casper said that as much.
Well, can we really trust him? Well, some people think more clearly when they've been having a few drinks.
Well, he's looking right at you. I don't think he even sees you.
Could we just sober him up?
Wait, are we talking about the drunk or the old man?
The drunk and the old man.
Both of them.
Well, the drunk is gonna fall off his chair any minute now. I mean, look at him.
I want to catch him at another time.
Okay.
So the old man.
Yes.
Thelonious, maybe you can take the lead. You know the minds of, you know.
Of what? Intellectuals? Is that what you were going to say?
Old people.
Oh, I see.
Just the withering and the decrepit.
Most likely to
skin.
die
Yes. All right, no more needs to
upon
be said.
entering a black
I could go
tower.
on.
I'm sure you possibly could. I'm sure you could. Tolga, not necessary. I do believe I pick up what you're putting down. All right, yes. So, I will walk over to the old man.
All right, okay.
And I didn't see which one you had pinged for him. I saw the guy on the... Okay, cool.
Look, they're about to play some chess, like old people do.
So I'll get up and walk over and look at them. Excuse me, is the seat taken?
Would you like to play a game of chance?
Well, not at all. Feel free to sit down.
Wonderful. May I actually be so bold as to ask, how old are you exactly?
I am seeing my 76th birthday next week.
Oh, is he? I think he's older than me because I think I'm 75, right?
Nice!
So I'm going to turn back to the group and say, 76, you say? Oh.
Looks like you got that to look forward to.
And have a seat. I'm also going to look back to see if any of my party is going to follow me over there, if they're just going to let me
Yeah, after you say that.
go for this.
Oh, I'm not clickable though, but I will go sit down next to you.
Why are you not
Take it.
clickable?
Oh.
You're not clickable? What?
It's taken.
Turns out I'm not.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well,
As it so happens.
he who fails to click
There it
fails
is.
to sit.
Well, you're clickable now.
That old saying.
Just sit on the poor old man, crush him to death.
I had time for how many times my mother said that.
I'm gonna be digging around in everyone else's bowls, just taking out like pieces of meat and putting it in my own, and then going back to eating everything.
All right, well, as you're doing that, he kind of looks and he goes, are these friends of yours, are they?
Yes, they're my traveling band of companions. They do some of the dirty, heavy work that I don't feel like doing.
Oh, yes, I remember when I was well enough to travel all over the realms. What's your name, sir, good sir? What is your name? Did you tell me?
No, I did not. I led with a very rude question, but it's one I needed to have answered. My name is Thelonious Conch.
Ah, okay, yes. That's...
And you're this?
Ebard Kane.
Well, Mr. Ebard, we've actually come over here to ask you quite a specific question. Hopefully you could point us in the right direction or illuminate...
Directions? Yes, I often give directions. Where would you like to go?
Well, first we want to know, do you perhaps know anything about the mansion that's a bit up the river to the... Is it to the north?
Yeah.
Shore? Yeah. Up north in the river. There's a giant mansion in there. Just wondering if through all of the travels that you said you've been on, you know about that location?
Oh, yes, indeed, yes. Travelling up the northern river to the large lake, the Mere, and travelled past the lake on the northern river, heading towards the mountains, you would find 100th Hall.
Emlyn, yes, please, continue.
Well, we saw the mansion before getting to Horndon.
Oh, yes, you would have done if you were travelling south, you silly man. Travel south down the river, you would have seen the mansion, and then not long after that you would have entered the Great Lake and seen Horndon on the Mere shining to the east, to the right, anyway.
Okay.
And what was the name of that again? One more time?
It would have been known as 100th Hall. Yes.
And do you remember what that was? What was used there? What was done, if anything?
I do recall here very recently some rather strange things happened.
Yes, please go on.
Oh, specifics.
Please.
Well, allegedly a new lord of these lands was appointed and was dwelling there. Some strange, interesting folk that asked entirely too many questions and carried around strange items came to see me a while ago. Oh, how far? It was years back. Years. When I was a young man. No, it wasn't. Well, it seems like only yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
What was it? Was it yesterday? What did I eat yesterday?
What kind of questions were these people asking?
That's right. Yes, yesterday was pork chops. And roasted
Can you make him
potatoes.
remember somehow? You know, your magics.
Oh yes, I like pork chops. They're quite delicious.
Emily, maybe you...
Make his brain smarter. You made mine smarter.
Well done, Emily.
Do you like pork chops? Do you?
I absolutely do like pork chops.
Oh, is that what we're having? We're having the pork chops.
Well, we might be able to rustle up some pork chops for you if you just please focus. Just focus. What the man you were just talking about, who visited you, asked too many questions. Do you remember what sort of questions they were asking?
Who was this man? I don't know who you're talking about. What was his name?
Emlyn, please.
Emlyn?
No.
I've heard that name recently, you know.
You did.
I did, yes.
Was it when I said it?
Obviously, it was the man that came to talk to me, as you just said. It must have been him.
Ah.
Yes, so the man that came to talk to me that you're talking about must have been called Emlyn.
Oh.
What?
Did he have
Okay.
horns?
Okay. Whoa. First off, I can't make people smarter. Yes, I don't know which one.
Not smart. I mean, can't you infiltrate the brain?
Reading, you
I
see.
my thoughts all the time.
I'll be completely honest. I don't want to infiltrate that brain because I fear it'll, scramble.
You'll get
And
trapped
then-
in his...
I don't want
you to do this. I demand it.
No.
Well, Emlyn, he demands it. What are you going to do? He demands.
I really don't want to.
You remember what happened last time?
I don't wanna.
So under my breath, I'm just gonna cast Detect Thoughts on him.
Detect thoughts? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Dominate Person doesn't really read minds, right? I mean, it controls people.
Just gonna say pork chops.
Alrighty. Okay.
It's pork chops.
Okay, yeah. His surface thoughts do seem to be somewhat scrambled. And they are flitting between pork chops and who the hell is this Emlyn that I've never seen or never met before? Even if I did meet him yesterday, I'm sure I didn't.
Okay, I'm gonna maintain my connection on him.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, no, we're talking about Hornthin Hall, or Hornthal? What?
Honor and...
Yes,
Honorenthal?
Horrendon Hall.
Horneth Hall.
Horrendous Hall.
The Lord...
Thelonious Hall.
Thelonious.
No, wait, Evelyn, please stay focused.
Alright.
I am.
Oh, great. So,
Yes, the mansion.
The mansion.
The mansion. Hornton Hall. Who lived there? Eobard.
I don't know any what did you say?
Oh my god.
Horrendon Hall? I don't know such a place, I'm afraid.
You said a strange man inhabited this mansion and...
Oh no, you're thinking of the wrong place. That was Honorinth Manor you're talking about.
Okay, there. That.
Yes.
Who was he?
Oh, I don't really know. It was allegedly a local lord that apparently turned out not to be.
And what did he ask you?
I never met him, I'm afraid. Never met the man.
But you said people were asking him.
People, yes, but not him. I never said him. What are you? Clearly you're not paying attention and remembering things, clearly.
Well, we can't remember because we weren't here.
No, but I just told you. People came and asked questions about him, carrying
And who
strange
were-
objects.
And who are these people?
Well, let's see. One of them was a local boy. I remember him. He was a young lad. Used to live with his poor old mother. And then he swanned off to the great city and was enticed by all the lures that can be found there. Selfish boy. Then there was a slip of a girl who was somewhat of a strange child. Kept wandering around the shrine and talking to imaginary things like Eastus. And then there was this striking woman that used to wander around in the woods an awful lot. Always had dirty feet. And then finally there was this other girl. Carried one of those things that like that girl there. Wait. Was it you? Are you the girl? What was your name?
I don't know who you're talking about. I'm just gonna keep getting.
No, well, someone like her, anyway. And they came and kept asking questions about things and places, strange, faraway places.
Okay.
Is it still inhabited, this manor?
How should I know? I haven't left this place in many, many, many years, myself, I'm afraid, my dear.
What items did
sir,
they have?
Items?
What items? Yes, you mentioned they had strange items.
Oh, yes, they come with dead things. And they brought some dead snakes to see me. That was interesting. Very interesting dead snakes. Some scorpions, dead ones of those too. A live one as well, if I do recall. What else? Oh, there was much talk about jackals. Very interested in jackals, they were. I do remember that. I thought it was rather strange. Kept waffling on. Jackals, jackals, jackals all the time.
Okay, and do you know a man named Porthen de Wint?
Oh, you mustn't say that name around here.
So you
Vile man. Beats his son.
No, not de Winter. De Wint.
Oh.
Oh no, not this.
Oh, no, I don't. Are they related?
Possibly, but he would have come in here like a few weeks back. He was from out of town. A powerful, foreboding individual.
Powerful
Named Porthen.
foreboding.
a wizard.
Oh, yes, a wizard. Yes, a wizard did come through here many weeks back.
And what did he want and where did he go?
Funny enough, he was asking a lot of questions very similar to yourself, actually.
About the manor.
No, didn't seem to be interested in the manor at all. They did keep asking about, Easters and strange religions. And said something about, he'd sensed the presence of, a dark entity in the hills, and did I know anything about it? Well, of course I didn't. But, he kept on about it, said he knew it was there, and he was being drawn to it. And did I know of any strange places of power? Well, of course, I mentioned to him that, there was recently a rabid cult running in the woods here. That was one of the things the crazy individuals were asking about. Yes, the cults of, the Mad God, Ralashaz. Ralashaz the Mad, that was it.
Look at Thelonious.
Oh, yes, these individuals that came visiting Holland on the Mere. Oh, yes, they went into the hills and dug up something they shouldn't have dug up and failed to do the job properly. I believe I don't exactly know what transpired, but from what I understand, they freed something hideous, something nasty. It's out there, you know. Loitering. It hasn't left ever since.
Oh, shit.
Strange and diabolical.
Diabolical, you say?
Oh, yes.
So, horned?
What?
Well, I've never seen it. Nobody has. Everybody that has seen it and lived to tell the tale is dead.
Wait.
Well, challenge accepted.
And this is out in the hills, north, south, east, west.
Ah, here we are back to directions, you see. It always goes back to directions. Yes. Eastward, through the gate, and into the hills. Several days from here you'll find the hills. That's where it lives. That's where it haunts. That's where it hunts. Whatever it is.
And another. What about the other place of power? The boy we spoke to.
I did mention the pyramid that disappeared, but that's not that. That's not there anymore. So it doesn't really matter, does it?
Pyramid. We heard only about a desert in the woods.
Oh yes. So several years back, when these people came, also there was a desert in the woods.
Okay.
So.
And the pyramid?
Well, apparently in the desert in the woods there was a great pyramid, and these strange individuals that kept asking all the questions went and fiddled around there too and stuck their noses where it didn't belong in that place as well. And one of them got a comeuppance. Never came back. Disappeared in the pyramid, they said. Never to be seen again.
Oh, what an idiot.
And I get it. Okay, and this is the sculpture we see not done outside. The Lyra statue?
That was the girl's name, yes, Lyra, I think. Or was it something else? They called her something else around here as well. It was very confusing. Sometimes she was called Lyra, and sometimes they called her something else. What the hell was her name? Oh, I don't recall. It was one of those. It was either her name was Lyra, or it was something completely different than that.
I see.
So helpful.
But apparently the pyramid disappeared, completely vanished, leaving nothing but sand. Oh, and did I mention the jackals to you?
Yes.
Ah, well, they were coming from the pyramids, you
Heard
see.
about
They were sneaking in and attacking the orphanages at night.
Oh God, what kind of a place is this?
What kind of place is it?
It's a nice place, actually, Mindenbrook. Very, very pleasant place. We've got a great wall now to protect us. They built that wall. Well, actually, that's a complete lie. They didn't build it at all. They made us build it for them. They enslaved the population and forced them to work, is what they actually did.
You're certainly remembering a lot of all of a sudden here.
Oh, well, sometimes this old
Well, don't hit it.
knowledge generator of mine takes a while
No,
to get
hit it.
going, and as long as I can keep it rolling in the same direction, it does all right. It's only once it tends to have to stop and change directions that it tends to slide to the side of the old knowledge highway and then get stuck in a rut.
So, has the wall done you good?
Well, it's hard to say, really, seeing as we're not being besieged by jackals and other horrible things. Let's just say that since they got rid of the pyramid and the wall was complete, nothing particularly bad has happened here in Mindenbrook. You're not going to change that, are you? It always seems to be when groups of strangers come around asking questions that bad things start to happen. It's almost like
guarantee.
horrid things follow you adventurers around. Like everything's fine, nothing ever happens until you show up, and then all of a sudden everything bad seems to occur all at once. All by itself. Almost like you brought it with you.
Almost like there's a guy who's controlling things.
So,
So this wizard, he was here. He was asking about places of power.
he was.
And then he left?
From what I understand, he went looking in the hills for this thing. He probably found it. It probably ate him.
What? Oh.
He's probably dead.
The thing ate him, not... I thought maybe you said the wizard ate the thing.
Well, I know a lot about wizards, and one of the things I know about wizards, you see, is they're very, very interested in all things arcane, but they spend so much time studying and learning spells that they very rarely have time to learn anything about the world around them, the natural world.
They skipped leg day.
I'm gonna give Thelonious like the weirdest case of side-eye ever.
Well, it's not wrong. There's nothing to learn in the natural world. It's so boring. So organic. Ugh.
Oh, I have travelled all over these realms. I am one of the few in their youth to travel to the faraway land of Sidoria and see the great mountainous regions and the high-up cities. I've travelled to Cassania and seen the open steppes and the tribesmen that gallop there with their amazing horse skills. I have seen...
You guys want to go to the hills?
The hills? Oh, yes, you don't want to go there. Don't want to go to the hills. No, there's a demon in there.
Demon, you said.
Oh, yes, demonic. Demon.
So you remember what it is?
It's usually what they are. Anything demonic is usually a demon. Unless you're talking purely hypothetical, of course.
I mean, if this is where this wizard went, and we're after him...
Is that where he went? Oh, you should go after him then. Of course, that was weeks ago.
Okay.
Maybe we should talk to the drunkard now. I believe we've gotten our use out of this. Fine fellow, thank you for your cooperation.
Well,
He's 12 months away from that, Thelonious.
I live... I live that way. In a house.
Okay.
I have a house that way. And I have things of knowledge and many books. I enjoy talking to people. If you would like to come find me tomorrow, I'd talk to you.
Do you have any magical things?
No, not really. Not anymore.
All right.
Oh, not anymore.
But Thelonious loves to talk too. He would happily visit you.
Well, you just have the boring type of book then.
Boring? No, I have books
Yes.
of knowledge. Books that tell you things about the world and
yes.
history and things.
The natural world.
And
Yes,
Thelonious.
like I said, boring.
Well, you might find it boring. I find it rather interesting, actually.
Well, good, more for you.
Probably more interested in learning about your silly spells.
Let me ask you a question. Can you fly around?
No, but I know things about things that you don't know.
You can tell me what
I've been to Sidoria. In Sidoria, did you know that they have great flying ships? Ships that fly. Have you seen one of those? Have you?
I can fly. Me, Thelonious Conch, on needing of a ship to do it. I can do it myself with just a snap of a finger, with the expression from my lips. I can soar across the skies like an eagle.
You use magic.
And you what? You know the different types of plants that grow?
Do magic. Is it with magic? Is that what you use? Magic? It's not really you, is it? You're using the magic. It's the magic that's flying, not you. You're just on for a free ride.
The magic and a bit of my own sort of flourish I put on it as well.
Magic isn't true knowledge. Knowledge is real power, not finger wiggling and making sparks appear and bunny rabbits vanish.
Pork chops.
That one's a good one.
Pork chops. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, I like a good pork chop. I think I had those yesterday.
And I'm just going to look at it, just do a little bow.
You know, I do like pork chops with gravy. Nice, thick, brown gravy. Very delicious.
Yes, your knowledge is quite powerful, old man. Are we finished with him? Can we please...
Is that what we're having? Are we having the pork chops?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite enjoying this old geezer fight.
Oh.
Alright. Thank you, Eobard Kane. Your knowledge is most appreciated.
Oh, is it? And who are you, sir?
My name is Emlyn.
Emlyn?
Sir.
Oh, there are people looking for you. I remember there was a group of strangers asking about you only... Was it this morning? Maybe this afternoon.
I will
Perhaps
keep
it was
my eye
last
out
week.
for these strangers looking for me.
Yes, sir.
Don't
I'll be
worry.
sure to tell them that you're in town if they come asking for you.
Yes, we are going to spend at least a day here, I'm sure. So,
Oh, that'll be nice then.
yes. Thank you. And I'm going to get up and kind of like walk back to Kyla. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Kyla, shoot me now, please.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, don't do
She
that.
literally probably... Okay. He said, I mean...
You didn't say not to apply sneak attack.
That was positively exhausting.
You got some information?
We
We're
learned
okay.
some information, I guess.
I was on the verge of learning something about you, Thelonious.
What's that?
How much longer it would take for you to engage in a cane fight?
A cane fight? Please.
Well,
I'm gonna
his
lower
name
myself
is-
to that.
His name is Kane. You're both old.
See that one I got. That one makes sense.
Okay, that one. Thank you, Kyla.
I'm not quite following.
It's okay, Tolkar.
Alright, where's the trunk one? We can maybe get more information.
And there's several that could be described as drunk at this point, but,
It is the one sitting at the corner of the bar.
Dewey, is it?
Yes, it is Dewey.
Does anyone have a bucket?
We have bucket ale.
I just want to throw some water on his head.
Well, that might be considered assault.
Yeah, that's not a good conversation starter, Tolgar.
Oh.
You might want to ask him how old he is first.
It was a pertinent question.
yeah, ask
All right.
a woman that question and see what happens to you.
Okay. Follow my lead, guys. Kyla, come this time.
Oh boy.
Fine.
I'm gonna stand up and crack my knuckles and kind of like weave through all the people.
Just you and Kyla?
Oh, you too.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted Kyla to come for a change this time.
Yeah, well, yeah. Last time it was right next door, so.
All right. Well, he's sitting there.
I'll sit down.
So I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder.
Oh.
Hello, Mr. Weaver. Am I correct?
That's me. James, not Weaver. I used to be a Weaver. No, my name is James Dugan. People around here call me Dewey.
Dewey Dugan. What a lovely name. Do you have a minute?
I've got a lot of them.
We are curious about a potential visitor that you might have had in Mindenbrook.
Well,
In the name of Porthan de Wint.
Porfin de Wint.
Not the winter, but the wint. Just without the
I know the one you're talking about.
He came to town a few weeks ago.
He did, didn't he?
Maybe caused some trouble.
Well, I don't know if trouble's the right word, but he definitely stirred up a lot of unrest. Put an air of uneasiness in the air for all around.
Yeah, that sounds like him. We are seeking him.
Oh,
and
he's not here. He left.
Yes. When and where did he go? I think we know where, but just...
Well, I don't know where he went. Well, I know where he went, but I don't know where he went after where he went. Initially, I know he was asking questions, wanted to know about places of power. And
yes.
Ebert over there told him some stuff, and he went off into the hills. And then he came back, and then he went off into the woods. And then he didn't come back after the woods, or was it? No, I got that wrong. He went to the woods first, then he went to the hills, and then he did come back. That was it.
So he went to the woods, came back, and then went to the hills.
That's right. Went to the woods, come back, then he went to the hills, and then he didn't come back.
To fight the demon.
Well, I don't know if he was fighting any demons, but he was looking for something.
And how long ago did he leave for the hills? Like,
blimey. I would say it must have been 5 or 6 weeks ago. I reckon
that long. Okay.
It's not the freshest of trails, but that's something.
There's... When he came, there was some people with him. See? And they kept themselves to themselves. They had, like, long brown cloaks on with hoods. Like he's got with him, that one with the hoods. And they went upstairs here, because I was here that morning having my breakfast when they came in. And they paid for rooms and went upstairs, and he stayed down and started asking questions of everybody around town. Stood right there, he did, right there where you're standing, miss. And he asked questions. He said things, and people looked at him, and he seemed rather strange. And he had a horrible way about him. Had this way of whenever he looked at you, it seemed like you wanted to say things to him that you probably didn't want to say. But it just words just sort of fell out your mouth, and you just said them anyway.
And, the rooms that were rented out, could we possibly rent them out?
I don't bloody know, I'm not the innkeeper, Rasker.
Did the people with the brown hoods go with him to the hills and not come back also?
That I don't know, but they didn't stay behind on the road anyway. Maybe they went off with him to the hills, or maybe they left on the road when he didn't come back. I don't know for certain. I do catch a glimpse of one of them, though. When I was walking home, I heard a window open, and I turned around and looked, and it was up there. It was the window above the tavern. And there was a light in that window, and there was a lamp burning, and she was standing in front of it. And she'd opened up the windows like this, you see. And she had looked like a mane of long flowing hair. And with that, he kind of stands up and staggers backwards And literally, like, he's going to bump into Thelonious and Emlyn. What do you guys want to do? As he kind of, like, literally steps off the stool, his balance is gone as he starts to
Trust
stumble
fall.
backwards.
Yeah, I'll try to balance him.
I'm going to
Okay.
back up out of the way.
Alright, so you're Emlyn, you're going to basically get out of the way and leave him to his own devices. Thelonious, you want to try to catch him. Give me a strength check.
Yeah, because it kind of catches me off guard, so I don't think I have enough time to like move. I'm like, just by instinct.
Yeah,
I'll
you
try
don't
to
move very fast anymore, do you?
Catch him. No, I don't. Okay, strength.
Oh, wow, that was a good one for you. Okay, yeah, you see him coming, and you're able to brace yourself and kind of put your arms around and stop him as he kind of like almost falls with his arms outstretched. And it's kind of like one of those trust falls that he like falls backwards and you catch him underneath his arms. And he goes, "Oh, sorry about that. Perhaps I should sit down again, but not at the bar, because if I stay at the bar, I'm gonna keep drinking some of that wicked stuff. And I probably shouldn't have no more if I'm gonna get home in one piece tonight. Over there on the bench, my good man, my good man, that's you. If you'll help me, carry me over there to that bench and sit me down, and I'll maybe get me wits about me before I have to leave."
All right. My face is going to be absolutely bright red as I'm supporting him up, and I'll just say, "Sure, absolutely no problem. Tolga, maybe a little assistance, please." As I am holding him up, but struggling mightily to do so.
I mean, yeah, he's only about 5'7", 5'8", but he's not a huge man. But I mean, he's definitely a little bit robust and portly.
I'm also 75 years old.
Yeah, he's got that distinguished barrel chest going on.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of like motion. Tolga, a little help, please. Maybe, please. Quickly. Quickly, Tolga, please. Please, quickly.
Well, maybe
Tolga, please.
a few more seconds.
Oh, Tolga, the room is starting to
I'm
spin.
on my way there.
Oh, it's blacking out. I can't see.
I'm here now.
Oh, thank you. And I'm just gonna kind of like shove the man over to Tolgar.
I delicately pick him up as if I'm picking up a pillow. And I go set him on the bench.
Okay.
No, not set him. I kind of go
Plop.
plop.
Plop him on the bench.
All right.
You set him with force.
Just kind of drop him on there.
I gotta move you. Sorry, Togar, you're in my way. Oh. Okay. Okay, you sit him down on the bench.
Here we go.
Oh, that bench. I'm glad I gave him to you. I was going to take him all the way to the other side of the room.
Yeah, that would have been the way to go right there.
Whoops.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he slumps down in the chair. And, thank you very much. Now then, what was we talking about?
The woman you saw in the window with the long hair.
That's right. That's right. Flowing hair she had. Big bane of it. Although it wasn't red. Much the pity. Striking lass, but not red hair.
What color was it instead?
Well, against the moonlight or the lamplight, it was very dark. I think very dark color, but she was very, very spiky. Not soft, but spiky. You know what I mean? You know how some women like her over there. And he points at the barmaid. He goes, "That's soft. She looks all round and soft and." Sort of thing you could snuggle up to at night. But this one was spiky. And no doubt probably had a spiky temperament to match. To be honest, looked like one of them bitches.
I see. We know the type you speak of.
Right, well... Oh, don't you grow up to be one of them bitches, young lass. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
I'm I'm doing my best. I should. Do we have what we need?
The red hair.
What about red hair?
Oh.
Well,
Hold on a second. Samuel! Samuel!
Oh.
Get your plucking ready. Because I want you to play that plucking song. You know the one I like? And you kind of see him roll his eyes. He says, well, what about my Mary? And I'll tell you a story all about the girl I used to love. And she was a fine lass, she was. One of a billion. One in a billion.
Million.
And I got in quite a barney because of her, but it was worth it, see? And we did some stuff. I'll tell you about my song. Listen, you listen. Evening, James Dewey Dugan here. I was about to tell everybody about the time I met the love of my life, Mary. Grab a pew and listen up. While going to the fair in Holland on a bright fine morning one July. While going up the road before me, a red-haired girl I chanced to spy. I went up to her and says, "Oi, young lady, now me donkey he can carry two." "Well, seeing as you have your donkey to Harrington's fair, I'll ride with you." Now when we reached the town of Harrington, I took her hand for to say goodbye. When a tinker man stepped up beside me and he punched me right in my left eye. And he said, "Take your hands off red-haired Mary, her and I are to be wed. We're seeing the priest this very morning and tonight we'll lie in the marriage bed." Now, it wasn't that the tinker was a big lad, you understand. I just didn't see it coming. Sucker punched me out of nowhere, the bastard. Now I was feeling kind of peevish and me poor old eye was sad and sore. So I tapped him gently with me hobnail and he fell through old Murphy's door. A militia man came around the corner, told me I had broke the law. But me donkey kicked him in the kneecap and he fell down and smashed his jaw. Then he went off to find his brother, the biggest man you e'er did meet. He gently tapped me with his knuckles and I was -2 front teeth. "Take your hands off red-haired Mary, her and I are to be wed. We're seeing the priest this very morning and tonight we'll lie in the marriage bed." Now the militiaman's brother, 6'6" he was, 300 pounds. Now he got his fair share of oats and corn in the morning. Now the red-haired girl, she kept on smiling. "Sir, I'll go with you," she said. "We'll forget the priest this very morning and tonight we'll lie in Murphy's shed." Now through the town we rode together, my black eye and her red hair. Smiling gaily at the tinker, by Sir Cuthbert, we're a handsome pair. "Take your hands off red-haired Mary, her and I are to be wed. We'll forget the priest this very morning and tonight we'll lie in Murphy's shed." Take your hands off red-haired Mary, her and I are to be wed. We'll forget the priest this very morning and tonight we'll lie in Murphy's shed. Been a long time since I've gotten up to anything like that. Round here, chance would be a fine thing. Mind you, Madam Tawny don't look half bad when she does her hair up, does she? Might have to see if I can't tap that.
And that's the sort of woman you want to find. See? That's like her. She's got red hair.
I don't really care about hair color, but that was good.
Well, hair color is always first indication of a woman's spirit. That's what I find. If they got red hair, they're highly spirited and more interesting.
Spirit I care nothing about as well.
Well, I think as when it comes to spirits, I've had more than I need for tonight. So I'm going home to my house where I'm going to go to sleep.
Alright.
Well, it's been a pleasure to meet you, strange folk. I'll attempt to leave now.
And with that, he kind of gets up and staggers himself. You see him like, all right, James, you've got this. There's the door. Straight as a die. Straight as a die. And then he kind of staggers from side to side, stopping to hold on to this table, bumping into this. Oh, excuse me. I'll pay for that tomorrow. As he carries on, and eventually he gets to the door. Opens the door, smiles, gives a big grin. Night, everybody! They're like, night, James. Not later, do we? You make sure you find your way home safe, Mr. Dugan. You're not in much of a fit state, as usual. Well, it's your bloody fault for serving me so much of that stuff. And then he kind of flops out the door and slams it behind him rather aggressively.
Maybe we should rent a room. Maybe that room. Yes.
Okay. I don't think they would leave anything in the room.
Well, you never know, right?
All right.
So I'm gonna
Go ahead, Emlyn.
I'm gonna approach the counter.
Okay.
We'd like to stay at your fine establishment for the night.
Oh, take care of them, my girl. Oh, not at all. How many rooms would you be wanting then, sir?
Well, how many beds per room?
Well, just one.
So 4. But can we make sure that we're staying at the rooms that those cloaked figures 5 weeks back stayed in?
Well, if you're staying in 4 rooms, they're in but 8 rooms up there. What room, them weirdos that came in a few weeks ago with all the robes, where did they stay? Well, I think they stayed at the end of the hall, I believe. The 4 at the end. Yeah, 4 at the very end. I'll get you some keys.
I'm gonna put some gold coins on the counter.
How many?
Just, I don't know, 2.
Okay, and she picks those up. She goes, well, that'll definitely cover the rooms. Then there's the meals and the beverages you had this evening.
Well, that's on my good friend Kyla over here.
Aye.
And she says, one more of these fine shiny gold crowns should take care of it. One more of our good King Marcus's name and face.
Name and face. I'm gonna go ahead and just put. I'm gonna put 2 down and be like, "Can I have a button or something for the room?"
Oh, absolutely. Are you thinking something a fine, nice ale, or something a bit more medicinal?
I'm thinking for some good medicine.
Oh, fine, not a problem. And she goes over to the counter behind her, and you see her kind of like, here you go. And she brings you a bottle.
This is fun. Whatever it is fine.
I don't care.
I'm gonna
What is
dole
this
out the
arsenic? Haven't tried this one before.
I'm gonna give out the keys kind of randomly to everybody. Here's your
Okay.
room. When we get up there, just give the room a good once over. Search under things. Maybe something was left behind.
Aye.
We all look, I think.
So everybody's going up to the rooms?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then fine. Get up the stairs. Up the stairs you go.
Then fine.
Okay,
And we're gonna-
so each of you want to search your room?
Yeah.
Alright, go for it. Perceptions all round.
Okay.
Aw.
20.
Hey.
What?
No,
He was just trying to...
I was guessing.
I was like, what happened?
Okay, well,
Alrighty,
yeah.
great.
Don't know why Thelonious Conch apparently was trying to roughhouse with his room and see if he could overpower the bed, but yeah, it looked like I thought he was making a strength
that's the
saving
old
throw,
strength check.
but that was a strength check from before. Okay, yeah, you all search the rooms. Honestly, there's not. Each room is pretty much the same. It's a simple bed, a very small and simple wardrobe with like 3 hooks in each. A little table that has a bowl of water and a rag, and basically a footlocker at the end of each bed. All the footlockers are already open when you walk in there. There's really nothing of any interest in these places whatsoever. And as simple as it is, most likely anything that got left behind would probably have been claimed by those that own the establishment.
Makes sense.
Okay. That's the
All
case.
right,
Is it nighttime?
let me roll a d4.
Uh-oh.
And we'll go along from Snugs all the way down to Shagget. 2, that would be Tolgar. Okay, Tolgar, you have the room that has the window at the end that opens out onto the side.
Okay. Okay. I sleep in the bed.
Okay,
Is it nighttime? I'm assuming it's nighttime.
it is. Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
the bed's a little creaky for you. It's not, I mean, it's functional, but it's a little thin on the mattress, and you're a very large individual.
I want to open the windows the same way the girl did, in the way it was described. And just go,
Okay.
I don't know why
All right.
I'm gonna do it. That's Tolgar investigating.
Nothing happened. That was pointless. Okay. Yep. So you fling open the windows and peer out across the town. Let me go ahead and... So let me kind of give you an idea of what it is that you can see, El Tolgarino. Okay, and let's move you back over to Mindenbrook. Alright, so basically your room is right up here, and you can see over the roof of this building and kind of clear across town all the way to the river.
Okay. Is there anything on the ground right below me or on the roof?
On the house that's in front of you, I mean, you can see
Yeah.
there's a small gap. From up here, now, you have exceptional vision, don't you? You have
I
the
have
eagle eyes.
extremely great vision.
In that case, I will.
LASIK.
Okay, I will give you a perception check for that,
Ooh.
because it is, even though you are human, 16. All right. Okay. You kind of glance down. No, you don't really see anything. You turn. You kind of turn back. But then you do notice something. You can't exactly put your finger on it, but something does seem out of place
On the roof?
about some of the tiles on the roof below.
Like a little, looks like it's a little broken, like someone jumped on it. Or
Can't really
stepped
tell
on
from
it.
all the way up here. Just something just looks a little off.
Emlyn! Just start yelling.
Hamlet!
Em!
Bellowing through the hotel or through the tavern.
I did it! Oh my god, I did it!
You're gonna
Get
hear
in,
a minute later a knock on the door. What?
Here.
Is it open? I'm gonna try the door. Alright. What?
Well, there I was investigating, and I thought I was the same motions as the lady did. So I flung the windows open, and I looked around. Take a load at this.
Take a load of this.
I say that.
I'm gonna go to the window and look
Alright.
with my wonderful 120-foot dark vision.
You can still give me a perception check, and it's not the most obvious thing in the world.
Yeah, I won't say it yet.
You won't say what
It's going to
it
wait
is.
for you not to see it, and then... Booyah!
There it is. The one that you couldn't bet on. No, wait, no, it was
Natural 20!
Bet on Shaggy.
Alright, Shaggy was actually the favourite tonight. So there you go. People that won gold. You won gold. Congratulations. So courtesy of Shaggy. He doesn't do things for many people, so you should appreciate that effort. Okay, yeah. With your dark vision, you can see clearly... Now the rain is... Sorry. That there are some broken tiles. Indented tiles. Like something landed upon them with possibly some weight.
Oh. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like when you climb buildings.
They need to get a new roof.
So, how far below is this thatched roof to the window?
Well, first of all, this is a tiled roof on this house, not
Tiled
a
roof, my
thatched.
fault. Okay.
I would go right.
I'm not.
It's basically about a 12-foot gap between your window and the roof. And, it's only a single-story building, and you're on the second story of the tavern. So, 7 or 8 feet below you.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at Tolgar and be like, so
It's a very feasible jump for anybody that is reasonably athletic. Maybe not for decrepit old wizards or twisted sorcerers or something like that, or warlocks, but possibly for those more dexterous and athletic, it's quite possible.
What is that?
What's going on? Hey,
Someone
do
got.
you want me to jump?
Well, so are you suggesting with the jump comment that she opened the window and jumped onto the roof?
Oh, interesting.
What you just asked if
The
you wanted to
logic
jump.
smacks Tolgar in the face like a
I mean, honestly,
I was just suggesting to get a closer look. I just jump onto the roof and look closer.
Oh,
But
well,
that's an interesting theory right there.
I mean, this is something Kyla would be good at. Especially since I was thinking, what if something landed on that roof to talk to the woman window?
Oh! Yeah, get the girl.
That's it. 2 theories in one sitting. Tolgar's brain is blown. Now he's in an endless paradox, going to try to figure this one out. He'll never sleep.
Tolgar, why don't you call the other two, since you clearly called me?
Alright. Hyla! Thelonious!
Yes? What is it?
What?
Hyla!
I was just sitting down for my evening scones. What do you want?
Kyla!
What? I'm right here.
Yeah.
I thought we already settled the deal with my hips.
Yes, look out the window. Don't lean out, but look out. You look at the tiles.
You're into weird things. I'm gonna go ahead and look. It's dark. Good job.
Okay. Tolgar, yeah, jump across. I want to see this.
Wait, what?
Didn't you want to say you were going to
wanted Kyla to jump across.
look at her?
No, don't. I'm hiding.
Okay.
I might break through straight through the house.
He's not the
All right.
lightest individual.
Okay, so I'm going to look to Tolgar and be like, you trust me, right?
Do you trust me? I could just bloop.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be delightful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'd rather do that than what I was planning to do with you and float you over there, but...
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. What do you want me to do when I go over there? Just
Well, see if there's
fix the
other
roof for them?
No, see if there's other broken tiles going in a particular direction.
Okay,
Okay.
I can do that.
So probably wasting my spell.
Why don't you go yourself and make me
Telekinesis.
float?
Okay.
Why don't you just make yourself float with the dark vision?
Because this is more fun. I honestly want to have Tolgar float out the window and land on the rooftop. Maybe I'll
Alright.
give him a little
Only if I
football
get
spin.
to wear a white robe so I look like a ghost.
Ooh, a spooky ghost.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast
it is
telekinesis.
Halloween week.
Okay.
I'll lift him up, turn him like a football, and then kind of have him rotate as he goes towards.
I have to rotate.
All right. And you're not resisting this at all, are you, Tolgar?
No, I love it whenever anyone can do magical things, especially when it makes me cool.
All right. So you float Tolgar
Alright.
across the 12-foot gap and down carefully onto. You would put him on the roof or just have him hovering above it?
First hovering above it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be like, look for other broken tiles. I'm gonna stop rotating you as I'm focusing on the
Alright.
window.
I'll see if the broken tiles lead in any direction.
Okay. Well, give me a perception check. Let's see what you can see what you
Don't
figure
fail
out.
this.
Oh,
Here it comes.
You just jinxed him.
Oh,
Why would you do that? Why would you
okay.
jinx him? All right.
Great.
Honestly, it looks like there was two impact points. There's a group of broken tiles here and here, probably no more than about about foot and a half apart, and that's about it.
Alright. I'm gonna say, take me back.
I'm gonna float him across,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna miss the window. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not gonna do
God.
that. I'm just gonna have him float back in and land softly, and I'm gonna
Okay.
stop the cast.
Lifting him softly with these
Well,
hands.
So nothing.
they landed on the roof and then they probably floated away. The same as I did. I think maybe they forgot they had that spell and they jumped first and then realized it and then they used the spell.
So
I didn't see any tracks, I just saw two different places and then nothing.
So like Thelonious.
Yup. You know how forgetful, he is.
What do my father forget?
It looks like you forget things.
Because you're old, therefore we're going to make assumptions. I love it. Have some stereotyping.
The point is, it's a cold trail.
So Gore, Spook talked to us about Malconfet, right? I mean or did she? I mean,
I know that there were conversations definitely that you guys had with Lady Lilith Edenwood about Malconfet, yes.
and we
Succubus
saw the
queen.
statue and the succubus and the wings, right? I mean, we know
Uh-huh.
succubuses have wings.
Mhm.
And we know that this is the room where the lady stayed in. So it wouldn't be that far a reach to say, well, maybe she jumped out the window, landed on the roof, and turned into a fucking creature of the night, right? And flew away. Because that's what I'm thinking. I just want to make sure
Well,
that's, like,
You know, I mean,
reasonable.
in any normal circles, that could be considered far-fetched. But under the circumstances, you know, hey,
Yeah.
wouldn't be the weirdest thing you guys have ever seen. That's for sure. If you want to go that path, if you want to like throw that out as a theory, yeah.
Okay, so that's basically what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, like, what if this woman was like Lilith and jumped out the window and then flew off into the night?
Quite possible. Why would she jump and then fly, though?
How big is the window?
Once fully open, you know, I mean, it's a double window, so it's about, what, 3 foot wide by about 4 foot tall, maybe?
So I'm just going to look at Thelonious and be like, wings?
I know we're dealing with some twisted people here, and I mean, don't get me wrong, we're all very twisted here, and your thought processes are all great. But what if the person jumped out the window and then walked along the rooftop, not causing any more damage to the roof, and then jumped down?
Possible.
Well, because my idea is more interesting.
But less likely.
I mean, why did she do that at all if she could just walk out the front door?
Business to attend to, which didn't need to be seen.
She could have been running from something.
So, how would we track something like that, Kyla?
Tomorrow.
I bet at least if we can't find the track, we just go straight to the hills.
That
Where's-
actually makes a lot of sense.
How are we going to deal with a demon?
No, we've done it before.
By killing it?
Oh, Emlyn, what do you like?
What do you mean?
You and your
Redhead.
friends, what do you like? Maybe we could appease them somehow.
I'm not a demon. We know this, right? This is established in this party that I am not personally a demon or devil.
Oh.
You do recall that hideous devil we fought in the mines went straight for me, basically. Or did you not understand his thing? Oh, well, he basically was like, yeah, you're gonna die because you're an abomination, and he was talking to me, of me.
I mean, he could have been saying that for any multitude of reasons. Maybe he doesn't like tattoos.
Well, then no, it was because I'm a tiefling.
Oh.
So
So you don't know anything about what he might like, then?
a demon?
Bring him someone to eat or something? Maybe that boy?
Honestly, that's not the worst idea I've ever heard. We bring a sacrifice. But what if this demon in the hills is aligned himself with DeWint? Like the other one.
He'll find a loophole if he's any... And if not, then we've just cleaned up another mess. It's not... I don't know, they're your friends.
But I'm not friends with any of them, Kyle. Oh my god, you're drunk.
Yes.
Help me out here, Thelonious.
I was under the impression we were going to enjoy a night of solitude, and I was going to relax in the safe comfort of a room.
We are. We're not leaving tonight. That's crazy. But I'm not friends with demons and devils. That's not accurate. A myth.
Seems like they'd be good allies to have. If I was a crazy magic person, I would go around trying to find all of them I could.
Okay. Are we gonna bring Casper along with us as possible sacrifice or human fodder?
Or in case you need a friendly ghost.
Oh.
Yes, I believe so. What if he needs to, we could use him to steal something if we come across it, as kind of sort of a sacrifice as well. If he gets caught, well, he gets caught. I mean, shouldn't have been trying to steal something.
Tolgar,
Not a bad idea.
Your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yes, Tolga, what are your deep thoughts on this?
I'm sorry, my cat was meowing.
Can I have a
loudly.
scone?
I think we should wait till tomorrow to do anything.
That's what we're doing. Okay. So tomorrow we're gonna hire Casper de Winter to take us to the hills.
Now, his dad hates him. We
Okay.
could probably buy him for 2 gold.
Oh.
Yeah, sure. And then
And then what do we
if
do?
we come across the demon, hopefully we might be able to talk him down from attacking and killing us. And if he requires a human sacrifice, well, we got
boy.
Casper. Yes.
We have at least 2 of those.
Okay.
Tolga?
What?
Tolgar's not a human. He's like a rock.
I am human.
What?
Okay. Everyone, we're going to bed.
Tolgar's the Rock. Emlyn is Kevin Hart. All right, so you're all gonna turn in for the night.
Yeah.
Sleep off drunkardness, get rest. With
In
a
the
plan
morning,
of
buy a human.
buy a human in the morning and head off to the hills. All right, well that sounds like a game plan, and that also sounds like a pretty good place to
Great.
wrap things up this evening. You bunch of reprobates. There we go. Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on How We Roll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter @Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons & Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things How We Roll. Follow us on Twitter @HowWeRoll. Check out the website www.howweroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.
Hi, I'm the Satchmo. I speak for the trees. Thank you for watching How We Roll. If you want to see some more of me, you can follow me on Twitch and Twitter @Satchmo. If not, I guess I'll just see you next episode. I love you. Take care.
What's up, you guys? It's the Snuggler here, and I am back for my second How We Roll campaign. I've been given some guidelines. One is to not name the character that I'm playing. Of course, probably gonna kill my character at some point. And 2 is to keep this as short as possible. Jane is just so lazy. So with that being said, so happy to be on my second campaign for How We Roll. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so @MaddieSweetTweet. That's pretty much all I use. So check you there. If not, I'm always here playing for you guys.
Shagget here. I play a character on How We Roll. I'm not going to tell you who I play because if they die, I'm going to have to redo it. I've already done it once, never again. Follow me on Twitter @Aneb_convos, and I'll see you guys on How We Roll.
Hi, Jane here. You may have seen me in such films as Rise of the Fallen or Lyra vs. Legend. Thanks for watching! You can follow me on Twitter @JaneOnTwitch. That's with a 0, not an O. Anyway, I gotta go. The cats. Peace, suckers!